Howdy folks, now and again a new product comes out on the market that just sounds like it's going to be delicious, and I get pretty excited. And this time I was able to get a hold of a bottle so I could tell you all about it. It's Pierre Ferrand Dry Curacao, but instead of orange, it's Yuzu. I'm excited, let's go. So Pierre Ferrand is a cognac company from France. They also own Plantation Rum and Citadel Gin, probably some other things. They're a big company. They have a history of working with David Wondrich, the cocktail historian, on various projects. He helped them develop their 1840 cognac. It's like a pre-prohibition style cognac that works really well in cocktails that I really like to use. He also helped them develop the OFTD rum from Plantation, also delicious. And he helped them develop the Pierre Ferrand Dry Curacao, like the original one. Well, they're back at it again, and this time it's a Yuzu Dry Curacao. Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Curaçao refers to the island where the oranges grow that you make dry Curaçao from. So calling it a Yuzu Dry Curacao, I guess, gives you the idea of what it is. Like, you know, a Yuzu liqueur, but putting Curaçao in it is a little weird. But I'm gonna ignore that from here on out. Now, apparently it's late harvest Yuzus, which I guess maybe are more ripe or have more flavor than other Yuzus harvested at other times. Also, they're getting their Yuzu from Morocco, so I'm wondering if it might be a little bit different than, say, a Japanese Yuzu or a Yuzu that I might get here from California. It says on the label that it's a maceration and a distillate, so I'm guessing that means they're soaking Yuzu peels or Yuzus in, you know, some sort of vodka or neutral spirit, or maybe even cognac, and then redistilling it. Probably mixing it with cognac later. The production methods are murky, but let's just give it a taste. It has got sort of a pale gold kind of color, not as orange as the orange Curaçao. It's got you get a little bit of alcohol on the nose, but a very distinct sort of yuzu citrusy, almost like a candied citrus kind of aroma. Yeah, very citrusy. A little bit of that sort of perfumey note that I expect from Yuzu. Let's give it a taste. The flavor, again, it's a citrusy flavor, but sort of a candied citrus. Not overly sweet. It's 40% alcohol, but it has a sort of candied flavor. I don't get as much of that perfumey Yuzu note that I was sort of expecting, but I get a lot of sort of almost like a vanilla flavor. It tastes a lot like vanilla to me, you know, which is delicious. It's like a sort of a flowery vanilla, like a vanilla pod, like a fresh vanilla pod almost. It's delicious. Now, a few drinks come to mind immediately when I heard Yuzu Dry Curacao. Now, number one is a Mai Tai. Now, I don't happen to have any orgeat on hand right now, so I decided not to make a Mai Tai. The second one that came to mind was a sidecar. I made a sidecar the other day off camera. The one I made was too tart. Like, I needed extra sugar. I didn't know if it was from the Curaçao, or maybe my lemons were weird, or maybe I just don't remember how tart sidecars are. But anyway, we're not going to make a sidecar either. The third one that came to mind, and we are going to make this, is an El Presidente. You know I love El Presidentes, and a Yuzu-based El Presidente sounds amazing. The fourth drink that came to mind is a Corpse Reviver number 2. That's equal parts gin, dry Curaçao, lemon, and Lillet. I'm not going to use Lillet in mine. I've got a bottle of Cocchi Americano that I'm going to use. That is for common substitute for Lillet in the Corpse Reviver. Some people say it mimics the pre-prohibition Lillet that they used to make better than the current Lillet. I am also going to use the Cocchi Americano in the El Presidente. Normally it would call for Blanc Vermouth. Cocchi Americano is pretty close to Blanc Vermouth. Also, there are no rules. I can do what I want. And the other Blanc Vermouth that I happen to have open right now gave me kind of a weird bitter flavor when I made it. If you remember a couple weeks ago in the Ultimate El Presidente video. So I've decided not to use that. I'm going to go ahead and use Cocchi Americano. It should be fine. All right, let's mix these up. hit it. Let's start with El Presidente, definitely my favorite. I feel like the Cocchi Americano maybe gave it a slightly like lighter color, maybe? I don't know, maybe not. Let's give it a taste. That yuzu, that sort of candied citrus flavor comes through really nicely. But I'm getting a hint of that vanilla that really goes really well with the rum. That Banks 5, like sort of grassy funkiness. It's really good. I really like these, that Banks 5 for an El Presidente. I think I was right to put in just a little extra grenadine. It's sweet enough. It's got a little bit of a bite. And the Cocchi Americano has this like a slight sort of brininess to it, like a slight like savoriness almost. And that's really going well in here as well. Also, I'm not getting that bitterness that I got a couple weeks ago with that other vermouth, so A+. So far, I'm really liking this Yuzu Curacao in a drink. Let's try the Corpse Reviver number 2. Corpse Revivers are so good, man. They're just, I mean, for brunch, nothing beats it. That little absinthe on the nose, it's amazing. All right, let's try it. It's bright. Really get that yuzu like throughout the whole drink. Sort of an oranginess, citrusy, candied citrus up front, and then it sort of devolves into that sort of vanilla sort of flavor that I was getting earlier. A really good drink. This is an excellent variation. I feel like you don't get as much orange when you drink them normally, but this yuzu is fairly assertive. I think this yuzu is a hit. All right, so this Pierre Ferrand Yuzu Dry Curacao. It is a limited edition. You may not be able to get it where you are, but if you can, I paid $36-ish for it. I think that's totally worth it. It's really good. It would be really neat if they like continued to make it, made it a regular product, because it is really, really delicious. I feel like it's kind of unique. There's not a ton of like yuzu liqueurs out there as far as I know. So yeah. Great job, Pierre Ferrand. All right, I guess that's it. Have you tried this Yuzu Dry Curacao from Pierre Ferrand? If you have, put it down in the comments. If you haven't, put it down in the comments. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.